What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Forever Flame Racing Reviews. I hope you're all having a tremendous day. And on today, this very day, it was announced who would be driving the number 4 AJ Foyt racing machine, and it was none other than Indy Next runner-up Collet. Collet is a very talented and deserving driver. He's very fast. He's very good on the ovals. His ovals, to me, is what stuck out in Indy Next for me last year. It honestly, at some points, made him look like a championship contender to Dennis Hauger. He just brings a lot to AJ Foyt racing. You know, when you really break it down, AJ Foyt's got that connection to Penske. Penske is good on the ovals. It's made AJ Foyt really good on the ovals in the past couple of years, and he's very good on the ovals. So I see no reason why Collet and AJ Foyt won't really mesh super well on the ovals. I mean, if you think about it, this is a car that finished second in the Indy 500, third on track last year. David Malukas almost got a lot of wins and a lot of poles on the short ovals. Maybe shoulda, coulda, woulda. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to drive the car how David Malukas drove it last year, but I think there is value in saying that Collet could very well be with Santino Ferrucci if Santino Ferrucci drives how he did at the end of last season, if not a little behind him. Now, maybe I'm overhyping Collet here because he finished second in the Next by quite some distance. And if you think back in 2024, who finished second in Indy Next to Louis Foster by quite some distance, it was Jacob Abel. Jacob Abel was an IndyCar this year with the 51 Dale Coyne, and he didn't do very good whatsoever. Which, am I saying Collet and Jacob Abel are the same driver? No, I think Collet is a better driver than Jacob Abel. For sure, I think Collet is a better driver than Jacob Abel. In fact, I'd be willing to say this right now and put some money on it that Collet will 1,000% impress more than Jacob Abel did. But I know Jacob Abel's situation was much more different. And that's one thing I also want to talk about this AJ Foyt seat a lot is I'm super glad that they picked him. Like, I'm super glad they didn't go with the Jacob Abel paying his way to get the seat, or they didn't go with the guy who finished 4th or 5th in F2. Like, the IndyCar feeder system matters, and like, it's important to me that we have a good feeder system that actually matters, that teams look at when it comes to signing drivers. I mean, a few years ago, it was who finishes 5th in F2 versus who won the Indy Next championship, which is pathetic, really, when you think about it. And you look at it this year, Dennis Hauger did 3 years of F2. You think he comes straight of IndyCar? No. He's got to go in Indy Next, wins the championship, and now he gets his seat. So you're seeing a lot of value come back in the IndyCar feeder series, and more importantly in the Indy Next championship, which is really good and it's really important. And with that being said, I have to tell you about today's sponsor. Let's go. We got a sponsor for today's video. It's none other than Keepsakers. You guys already know Keepsakers is the best IndyCar t-shirt makers out there. They make amazing t-shirts like this one that I'm wearing. You can go to their website down below. They got some great shirts. In my personal opinion, I think they're the best looking t-shirts in the whole world. You can also buy them at any IndyCar race weekend, but obviously it's off season, so there's no race weekend to buy them at. So just shop at the store, online store. They are pretty sweet. So with that being said, make sure you check out Keepsakers. And now we're going to talk more about Collet and what I actually think this means for the driver market. So we talked about maybe, Jacob Abel. We thought he was the shoe-in, but then Collet got this Mid-Ohio test, and then it was like the IMS test, and then I think he maybe did one more. I'm forgetting right now, but pretty much after the IMS test where he was there with Mick Schumacher, it was pretty much all but confirmed that he would be driving that number 4. And honestly, I'm kind of disappointed that it has taken this long for him to announce Collet. But it's just what's happened, but it's okay. I'm glad they didn't go with Jacob Abel because my personal opinion, Jacob Abel, I want Jacob Abel to not get a full-time ride because in my opinion, that means Abel Motorsports is going to enter a car in the Indy 500, which gives us one more entry for the Indy 500, which we're all excited about. 35 or 36 cars. I mean, that's going to be awesome. So that's incredible. So that's why I was happy that it went to Collet, but also it's giving a young guy a chance. I love it when IndyCar teams give these young drivers a chance to perform and compete in the highest North American open-wheel motorsport and in the world. It's just awesome. He's Brazilian. He's going to bring a lot to the sport. We need a Brazilian driver. You know, the last one we had, Pietro Fittipaldi, he didn't do too much. We had Matheus Leis. He didn't do too much. The last true good Brazilian driver we've had full-time is Tony Kanaan and Elio Castroneves. I know Elio still runs the Indy 500, but, I mean, we need someone full-time to really get the Brazilian country behind a driver. I mean, I don't know too much about him, but if he's got a good personality and wins some races and maybe signs with a big team, we could see him being the Pato for Brazil. I mean, we could have a second international megastar on our hands here, because Pato had a pretty similar junior career to him, except maybe Pato won a few more championships than Collet. But Collet still was up there fighting and has earned this seat, and I can't wait to see what he'll do to perform. So basically, with this news being broken, there's only 2 seats left, and it's the number 30 at Rahal, could be Mick Schumacher, and the 19 at Dale Coyne, which could be, first time I say it on this channel, Yuki Tsunoda. So we're supposedly 2 seats down, and they could be both going to former F1 drivers who drove in F1 in the past 3 to 4 years. I mean, Mick Schumacher, 22, so 4 years, and Yuki Tsunoda's at Red Bull this year. So you could have 2 seats going to guys who both have 3+ million followers on Instagram who could really help and grow the sport. I am personally praying that Yuki goes to Dale Coyne and Mick goes to Rahal, because it would just be huge for the sport. But that's for a different video. Today is not about that. Today is talking about Collet and his achievement of being an AJ Foyt driver, which he's achieved today. He's done tests, as we said. He could perform really well. I think what you're going to see from Collet is inconsistency. I think you're going to see him probably get close to top 10s, top 15s on every oval, but on the road and street circuits, I expect him to struggle. Honestly, probably being a bottom 5 road or street course driver this year is probably what's going to happen, but it's okay, you know. I expect him to have like a super good race and then 2 bad races. Super good, 2 bad. Like, that's kind of what I'm expecting, but we'll just have to see. AJ Foyt has confirmed Collet I have the number 4 AJ Foyt racing machine, and I can't wait to see what the partnership does, what it leads to. Hopefully it's a multi-year deal. Hopefully he succeeds. With that being said, see ya.